All right, we are on our last demonstration. Thanks for being so awesome and watching all of these videos to get caught up on this assignment. So we have an acid-base reaction. This acid-base reaction is looks like this on your paper. I have literally written out the variable description because there isn't really one. I could do an HA and a BOH and all of those things, but I just decided to the best way to describe it is you got an acid and base. It's going to give you water and an ionic compound. So that's exactly what I wrote in the description. So the example that I'm showing you in this video is I'm starting with hydrochloric acid. Please, again, that is not a lowercase, that is not an uppercase I, that is an L. And then I've got sodium hydroxide. Again, OH, hydroxide is again like kind of a little packet of atoms called a polyatomic ion. They're going to stay together usually, but in this case, they're going to break apart to give us water. And what is going to be the ionic compound that's made? To think about that for a couple seconds. We are going to make salt. You're making salt water. So that is what happens when you combine hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide. And again, I end up using one other thing, but it's not considered to be part of the reaction. It is considered to an indicator. It's going to inform us about what's going on with the reaction. So if you could, in this next little clip that you're going to see, write down one or two things, ideally two things, in your observations of your example. And when you are all done with all of this assignment, please make sure to take a picture of it and submit it to your drive and then upload it to your Google Classroom assignment. Bear with me. Please let me know if you need any help. Log into my office hours. My office hours will be offered more frequently next week. And know that take your time, and I'm looking forward to being able to support you as we move into one of my favorite units. All right, take care.
So this next one, I'm going to show you a little acid-base reaction. You might have heard of an acid-base reaction, but in this case, I'm going to use hydrochloric acid, HCl, and I'm going to use universal indicator. So that's going to tell us when it is still an acid and when it is a base. And then I'm going to use some sodium hydroxide. Oh, excuse me, not sodium hydroxide. I'm going to use potassium hydroxide, which works just as well as sodium hydroxide. So I'm going to set up our little setup here. So I'm going to start out with about, again, 10 to 20 drops of hydrochloric acid. So I'm going to go kind of just like a little bit of a squirt there. That way we can see that. So I'm just going to put a certain amount in there so you can see that we've got a little bit of a clear solution there. And now I'm going to add some universal indicator. And you'll see when I add this universal indicator, you'll see a color change showing me that this is an acid. So what color do you see? You should see a pinkish color with the universal indicator. And as I add this base now, you will see the color change. So that color change is going to start moving towards being a base. It's still pink. I'm just going to do, again, some squirts in there. You can start to see on the sides of the glass maybe what color we should be expecting to see here in a moment. So as I add more and more base, it's becoming more and more basic, less and less acidic. And then here we are in this kind of almost middle zone because it turned back quickly, back to pink. And then here we go. Here we have the blue. So it is now all base. And then I can also flip it back to an acid. I'm going to add acid again. As I add acid, you'll see it turn back to pink. One more time, I can turn it back to blue by adding some more potassium hydroxide. You can see it kind of wanting to turn blue, and it turned blue. So that is an acid. It's kind of a greenish blue at this point. That's kind of our middle point. That's nice. That's kind of what I was looking for. And then if I go one more step, add a little bit more base, you'll see it turn that bluish color. So there's your acid-base reaction.